Yeah.
She didn't mention getting anything from your wife, so, but she's definitely.
Ah. Okay, very good. I'll check. Yeah, Baruch Hashem, it seems to be a nice, apparently going to be a nice group from Tzama. It'll be a nice little reunion, Bez Hashem.
Oh, excellent. That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah, very nice. I'm looking forward to it. Bez Hashem. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Tzama. Here Yerushalayim Kirim Zoom, or Erev Shabbos, Chumash and Rashi, Parshas Seitzei. And we'll begin with, I think there's some psukim here that we could focus on. Let me just turn on the light. There, yes. Okay, let's begin. I think by Shalishi, actually earlier than that, Kansipur. I want to look. Well, we will go through um the psukim here. Let's start with by Shlishi. That would be in Perek Chav Beis Sif Chav.
Tough base, tough.
Yeah.
Let's see, Chaf Gimel, Chaf base, Chaf base, Chaf. Okay, what do we got here? Let's see. Here's Chaf. But if this matter was true, signs of the
What's the Chav Beis Sif Ches 30, what did I say? 22 Chav Beis Sif Chav 8. Did I say Chav? I said Ches. Ches, I meant Ches. Sorry, excuse me.
I thought you said Chaf, so okay, got it. So now 8. Let's
Sorry.
see. If you build a new house,
That's right. There we go.
you shall make a fence on your roof so that you will not place blood in your house if one who falls shall fall from it. I remember hearing that the reason it says one who falls shall fall from it is to tell you that the person was destined to fall.
Right.
He just happens to fall because your roof is not properly adorned. But if it wasn't your roof, it would be somebody else's roof.
Right. See, he was destined to fall, but so you want to avoid having that happen to you.
You
So
don't
you should be involved with such a right.
right. All right. So you want me to look at Rashi?
Yeah, they're very important Rashi here.
Okay. So if you build a new house, if you fulfilled the commandment of sending away the mother from the nest, your end will be to build a new house. And you will fulfill the commandment of making a fence. For a commandment drags another commandment after it. And then you will arrive at owning a vineyard and a field, and at owning nice clothes. This is why these passages are juxtaposed. That's interesting. So something has to do with the bird and
right. So right. So let's back up. We're going to go back up and see some more psukim. Then we're going to redo this Rashi. It'll make more sense. Go back to Pasuk Vav.
Okay. If a bird's nest happens to be before you on the road, or I'm sorry, on any tree or on the ground, young birds or eggs, and the mother is roosting on the young birds or on the eggs, you shall not take the mother on the young. You shall surely send away the mother and take the young for yourself, so that it will be good for you and you will prolong your days. If you build a new house. Okay, so they're juxtaposed. So Rashi's saying,
Right. So
if you read it as like one long sentence, if you do the bird, you're going to build the house.
right. So this is what we call this in Chumash. We call this smuchos. There's samach. They're juxtaposed. They're connected. One pasuk or one topic to the other. So in general, in Chumash, there's a dispute as to whether or not we darshan smuchim in all of the Torah, meaning in the first 4 of the 5 books of the Torah. There's a machlokas whether we make inferences based on the positioning, the alignment of the various different parshas and psukim. But in Devarim, we learn, in Devarim, according to everyone, we darshan the smichas of the parshas, meaning the fact that the mitzvah Shluach HaKhan came before the one about building a Micah. We have a right that Hazal will understand the message that is the meta mesh. Obviously there's a pasuk shot, the message of what the pasuk itself is saying, but then there's meta messages. There's inferences which are made beyond the basic pasuk shot with psukim. So here, the fact that you have this mitzvah of Shluach HaKhan, and then after that you have this mitzvah of Micah. So there's an inference that we derive the zechus. We'll take another look at Rashi in a moment. The zechus that a person has, as we know, in Turkey opposite says mitzvah geras mitzvah, right? That the background behind that is schar mitzvah b'hai al maleka. The reward for a mitzvah in this world, in olam hazeh, there's none. You can't get the reward for a mitzvah in this world because it's simply not possible to receive the reward for a mitzvah in this world, because the reward for a mitzvah, it's not something that this world is built for. That I think the Chafetz Chaim uses a mashal. Person goes into a grocery store and buys a bottle of milk, right? Buys a bottle of milk, right? So he takes out his little pouch. He takes out a diamond. Right? He says, "Here." So the cashier looks at him. What's this? He says, "You don't know what this is? This is a diamond." He says, "So what about it?" And he says, "It's worth like $10,000." So they said, the cashier looks at him. So what about it? So I want to pay for my bottle of milk. He says, "You can't pay with that diamond for a bottle of milk. We don't take diamonds in this store, right? There's no way the store can deal with that, right?"
Right.
Likewise, this world, the reward that a person would get for a mitzvah, this world can't deal with it. This world, you can't get rewarded in this world for a mitzvah. It's simply not possible. The reward for a mitzvah is something which is primarily, exclusively delegated to the rewards that the neshama receives, right? The neshama has no use of anything in this world except another mitzvah. So therefore, we say mitzvah geras mitzvah and schar mitzvah. So on one hand, we say schar mitzvah b'hai al maleka. We say that the reward for a mitzvah in this world can't exist. On the other hand, we say the schar mitzvah that there is a reward for a mitzvah, and the reward for a mitzvah is another mitzvah. Meaning that's the only thing you can possibly get, right, rewarded for in this world for a mitzvah is that you have the zechus and Bez Hashem the ability to fulfill another mitzvah, right? But the real reward for mitzvah in this world is impossible because it's simply not like the cashier. It's not built to take diamonds. So here we're getting an inkling of what it means, mitzvah gereris mitzvah. You did the first mitzvah of shlochakan, and then a person, because of that, it was zoicha that you should have a bias chadash. You should be, zoicha is privileged to be able to build a new house, and since now he's built a new house, part of the establishment of a new house is to build a micah, and so now let's go back to the Rashi. Let's look at the Rashi one more time, and now the Rashi will make a little bit more sense.
Well, before we do that, I wanted to delve into what you just said a little bit, because this is a complex concept that there's no reward for a mitzvah. My question is, well, what is schus then? We say that if a person has a schus, then he gets a reward. We say that you could say, well, he got a house. The house was a reward for the mitzvah. You're saying he doesn't get a reward except the mitzvah that he gets from building the fence on top of the house. But what about the fact that he got the house in the first place?
Right. So getting the house, right? There are two things. This first thing is getting the house, right? Then once he gets the house, so in general, most people need houses to live in. And most people need some kind of a dira, some kind of a dwelling that they should be able to live comfortably, have a roof over their head, right? Be protected from the elements and have a place to sleep safely and soundly during the night and to do the things he needs to do during the day. So most people do that. But the mica that he is commanded to put on the roof of his house, that's not a necessity for his dwelling in the house, right? His necessity is to have a dwelling, right?
Right.
The mitzvah that he's going to be zoika to because of the dwelling, right? Because of the dwelling that he needs, he's going to be able to have the opportunity. Let's put it this way: the opportunity to fulfill the mitzvah of Micah, right?
Right.
But, let's take another closer look at Rashi and see how Rashi puts it down. Unless you have any question you want to deal with before that.
All right, let's look at the Rashi, and then maybe we can come back to it. All right, so I'm looking at the Rashi on Ches.
Yeah, let's go back to Ches. Right.
Okay, so if you build a new house, if you fulfilled the commandment of sending away the mother from the nest, your end will be to build a new house. And you will fulfill the commandment of making a fence. For a commandment drags another commandment after it.
Right, that's mitzvah gereris mitzvah. That's what it means. We learned this in Pirkei Avos. Mitzvah gereris mitzvah. One mitzvah is gorer. It causes, right, another mitzvah.
Okay. And then you will arrive at owning a vineyard and a field. And at owning nice clothes. This is why these passages are juxtaposed.
Right. We'll get Rashi is now referring to the psukim that are going to be following. We'll get to that shortly, right?
So I can hear somebody saying, the merit that you got from doing these mitzvahs led to you having a house and a vineyard and a field and nice clothes. Why not? Why not say that all those benefits were the schus of the mitzvah?
So, one second. One second. Where is it? See, Rashi is really based on his Midrash Tanchuma. There's a
Right.
Midrash Tanchuma, which is based. This is based upon Masoi Hanan Eka and Seitzei. Let's see here. Yeah. Um. Um. This could be maybe. Let me put this on the screen. Uh, let's see. Um, I'm going to do this. One second. Okay. Maybe I'll try and put something on the screen. Just give me a moment here. If you want, while I'm doing this, so take a moment or two. Look at the next psukim. Look at the after the one about the. Keep reading the next psukim.
Okay. Should I keep reading the Rashi?
Yeah. Okay. You can read the Rashi. Let's see the Rashi in full. That's a good idea.
Okay, so a fence around the roof. Unclus renders it t tiyaka, a bag, because a fence acts like a bag which protects that which is inside of it. If one who falls shall fall from it. This one who falls is fit to fall, i.e., he deserves to fall. But nonetheless, let his death not come about through you. For they, i.e., the heavenly court, make merit come about through one who is worthy, and they make that which is detrimental come about through one who is guilty. Okay, that's what I was remembering. So I
Yeah.
got
Very.
on the Rashi. Okay, so the word for merit is schus. So that's the focus of my question is this word schus. When we talk about mitzvahs and we talk about schus.
Right.
So let me.
Okay. So
You shall not sow.
uh,
You shall not sow your vineyard with a mixture, lest you set apart the growth of the seed that you plant and the produce of the vineyard. You shall not plow with an ox and a donkey together. You shall not wear combined fibers of wool and linen together. Twisted threads shall you make for yourselves on the four corners of your garments, with which to cover yourself. If a man marries a wife and comes to her and hates her, and he makes a wanton accusation against her, spreading a bad name against her, and he said, I married this woman and I came near to her and I did not find the signs of virginity on her, then the father of the girl and the mother should take and bring proofs of the girl's virginity to the elders of the city of the gate. I'm sorry, to the gate. Father of the girl should say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man as a wife, and he hated her. Now behold, he made a wanton accusation against her, saying, I did not find signs of virginity on your daughter, but these are the signs of virginity of my daughter. And they should spread out the cloth before the elders of the city. The elders of the city shall take that man and punish him, and they shall fine him 100 silver shekels and give them to the father of the girl, for he had spread a bad name against the virgin of Israel, and she shall remain with him as a wife. He cannot divorce her all his days.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So now we've got a whole another set of problems to discuss.
All right, whatever. I mean, actually, I'm not sure how I mean, it's okay. You went okay, you went into the other Indian about with the basula and the woman and the wife. Okay, that's a whole other story. What's bothering you about that?
Well, there's a number of bizarre things about this story. I mean, what kind of business is this that the father and the mother go and take the cloth that shows the virginity and they spread it out in front of
Yes,
the Jews? That's
yes.
sound very snooistic.
No, that was even to this day, I think it might be done. That was the evidence that she's a virgin. That they do that intentionally. They do that intentionally so that there shouldn't be any claim against her that she's not as intended. The man intended to marry a woman who was chaste, and it turns out that he could claim that she's not, right? And so how's it going to be proven this way uh, or not? Yeah. So that's part of the proof. In fact, we we should know the Gemara goes into great detail about this. As a matter of fact, they even before the chassan and the kala, the bride and the groom go into seclusion, right, where they're supposed to have uh, their initial relationship. I forgot what it's called. Um,
Yichud?
to so so they would check that the woman, that the kala didn't have a vial of pigeon blood with her, because they were afraid that maybe she was not in fact chaste as she was promised to be, and she would therefore put a vial of pigeon blood to stain the sheet with blood that's similar to human blood, and so they would actually check her to see that she didn't have this going on. So it was, yeah, that
There are reasons
them.
a woman wouldn't bleed, even if she was a virgin.
I didn't hear the beginning of the statement. What? Say it again, please.
If a girl is athletic, she could lose the hymen. She could rupture the hymen without intercourse, and then she's not going to bleed, but she's still a virgin.
Yeah. So the Gemara speaks about this, that actually, in truth, many, especially Bisman Ezeh, it doesn't exist Bisman Ezeh so much, because many of them, first of all, even in their time, first of all, you have to realize they got married much earlier than we did in our time, right? They
Right.
would get married when they were still, even before uh, being 12 years old. So it was possible that, when the women get older, that's known. When the women get older, it's not such a proof that they were not chaste, simply the fact that they didn't have uh, uh, a virginity. Yeah, okay, well, we'll get to it, but that's the way it is. Yeah, that's the way it is. Sure, that's the whole Gemara. I don't know if you have a chance to learn there in the Gemara in beginning of Kesubos, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Isha Nisas Yom Chamishi, when would they get married on what day of the week they're supposed to get married? Well, because it might involve the necessity of going to Beis Din to clarify the virginity of the newly married woman. Yeah, but that's a whole thing. It's a very big thing. Yeah, yeah. Um, Okay, let's get back. Let's take a look at the screen. If you see the screen, let's look at this Tanchuma, which I believe Rashi is, at least in part, basing his commentary on, based on this Medrash Tanchuma.
Okay. Midrash Tanchuma. Okay, I see it. Shne'emar ki yikra kan tafur lifanecha.
That's the Kan Sipur, that right? Ki Yikra, it will occur to you a Kan Sipur, the mother hen in her nest before you.
Right, etc. Shalach tishloach. You shall surely send away, etc. Leman yayatav lecha v'ha archas yamim. I don't know what yayatav is.
From the source of that word is toiv, vayitab, it shall be good for you. It shall, in order, laman, in order, yitav, it'll be good for you.
It'll be good for you. And it will lengthen your days. And then
Right, and lengthen your days, right.
This parentheses, do we skip parentheses?
Let's see. No, you could maybe this one you could say that one. Yeah.
Sham Devarim Kav Vav Zion. I have no idea what that means.
No, so that's over there. That's over there in Sham means over there. Devarim in the Chumash Devarim. Chaf Beis, as we are now, right there where we are. Chaf Zion, Vav and Zion. Those psukim on Vav and Zion.
Okay, I got you. Acharav Ma Kasiv, and afterwards, what is written? Ki Tavuna Beis Chadash. You will build a new house, etc. Tiskar Livnos Beis Ule Asos Ma'aka. To remember.
This is the whole point. He'll be zoiche. He'll be privileged. He'll merit, right? He'll merit to build a house and to do a mitre.
That's our word. And make a fence.
Right.
Okay.
So here you see this. You see it. Tizke. He'll be privileged, right? He'll be privileged. The effect of that first mitzvah that he did of Shulchan is to effect another mitzvah that will give him the privilege of fulfilling another mitzvah.
Okay. Is that the same word as when we say tizkel mitzvos?
Yeah, exactly. I think so. Correct.
I always wondered what that meant. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like when you say Tiskal Mitzvahs, you're saying you're giving a bracha, a blessing to someone that they should be meritorious, they should be privileged to mitzvahs, to be able to do mitzvahs,
Right,
which is the reason why we're really over here. The whole purpose in being in this world is to fulfill the mitzvahs.
right. Uh,
Kadosh Baruch Hu created us that we should serve Him. So the mitzvahs are His commands for us to follow. So by following His commands, we receive a reward. That everything in this world, the Kadosh Baruch Hu has created for His covet, for His glory. The whole world is created for the glory of the Kadosh Baruch Hu. So when orange trees make oranges, when beavers build dams, when worms make tunneling in the earth, when Jews do mitzvahs, we're all doing what we're supposed to do in order to bring glory to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So I mean, we don't see it immediately, right? Just like the worm tunneling in the earth, right? The worm has no conception of the importance and significance of its tunneling in the soil, what that means for the soil, right? But if you know anything, if you know even just a little bit about soil is not just a bunch of dirt. So it's like it's a whole sort of an organism in and of itself. If you really analyze it and look at it the proper way, right? Soil's a whole mechanism within itself, and the tunneling of the worms is important for the various things that have to take place in the soil. There's just be sufficient air, sufficient space, sufficient places for water to trickle into and to remain there and stuff. So the worm's activity is very important, but the worm has no conception of what it's doing and how it relates to the greater environment of the soil that it lives in, and then even more so to the greater environment of the whole earth that it's part and parcel of. So when we do our mitzvah, Baruch Hashem, through the Torah Kadosh Baruch Hu has given us, we have an inkling of the importance of the mitzvahs, but we really have do we have more of a conception of the effect and the importance of our mitzvahs than the worm has about its burrowing through the soil? I don't know. I really don't know.
right, right.
But we understand that when we're fulfilling Hashem's Ritzon, His will, so that's our part and parcel of being in this world together with everything else.
Okay, so Ma Kasiv Acharav, what is written afterwards? Lo Tizra Kar Mecha Klaim. Do not mix in your vineyard different species. Sham Devarim Kaf Bet Tet. So it's see over there in Devarim. This is our psukim also. Makasiv Acharav, and what's written after that? Lo Tichrosh B'Shor V'Chamor. Do not plow together with a ox and a donkey. Also from our area. So you moved it. Now I lost my place. Let's see.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Lo
There you are.
Tizra lo Tizra Karmecha Klaim. Do not plant in your vineyard mixed species. Tiska likram ule zaro shada.
Sada, Tizra, So it says if a person's going to be for Makasivach, it says after the building of the house and making the mic, it's a lo tizra karmacha kalayim. You should not plant in your vineyard kalayim, meaning mixing seeds of wheat along with the growths of the grapes, right? So therefore, he's zoiche lekarma, he's zoiche to have a vineyard and to zroya sada and to plant a field, right?
A field. Oh, sadeh, a field.
Right.
Makasiv acharav, and after that, lo tichrosh b'shor uvachamor. Don't plow with a shor and a chamor. Tizcha lishorim ule chamorim, and he will merit to have oxen and donkeys. Ma kasiv acharav, what's written after that? Lo tilbash shatnez. Do not wear shatnez. Mixed a garment with mixture of wool and linen. Kizcha the begedim naim mitzamar umefashatan, and then he'll be murdered.
Mitzemer upishtan, right? It says tiskul begotten noim mitzemer from wool. Tzemer's wool. Upishtan is flax.
Flax. So that he will then merit to have garments of wool and garments of flax, but not together.
Right.
Makasiv achara, what's written after that? Gedilim ta'aseh lecha. Gedilim, I don't know.
This is the reference to tzitzis. What the strings of the tzitzis, right? The strings of the tzitzis, the knots, where the knots and the twirls are. That's part of the what's called the gedilim.
The threads or the string.
Yeah.
The string
Right.
you make for yourself. Tiska le mitzvos tzitzis, and you will merit to do the mitzvah of tzitzis. Makasiv acharav, what's written after that? Ki yakach ish isha. When a man takes a woman, tischa leisha ulevanim, he'll merit to have a wife and children. Lemadnu she mitzvah goreres mitzvah. To teach us that a mitzvah causes a mitzvah. Lechach nismachu Parsha shios elu ve'elu. And for this reason, there's a juxtaposition between these parshas.
Right.
So it's a whole string of so its focus is on the mitzvahs, not on the material. And I'm just wondering, you could focus on the material. How does the Gemara know that we're not focusing on the material and saying he saved the bird, therefore he merited to have a house, and he had a house. He built a fence, therefore he merited the next thing, the vineyard, and so on. I mean, obviously, through this process, he's becoming a very wealthy, established person. He's getting a house, a vineyard, a family, children.
Right.
It's,
Yeah, good, very good. Yeah.
I merited all these things because I did these mitzvahs.
Yeah. So that's right, because this is how it's explained. It's explained to us that there's there's a certain attitude that we have to have towards Olam Hazeh. And everything that's in Olam Hazeh is really given to us simply for the uh, purpose of our fulfilling the mitzvahs, right? That I like to think of it sort of as a a theater. You have a theater, you have a production, and some of these productions, some of these they can be very lavish. The sets for these productions can be very lavish, and the costumes that they're wearing, and all the lighting, and everything that goes into making that set, right? I mean, in terms of what they're doing, it's simply for the sake of the entertainment, right? Simply for the sake of the entertainment, right?
Right.
So the actor, you have the actor, and he's there on the set, right? So are all those things on the set there for him? No, they're not really there for him. They're simply there for the sake of the entertainment that he's going to provide, right?
Right.
So, so likewise, everything that we have in this world in Olam Hazeh, it's really not there for us. It's only there for the sake of the mitzvahs that we're going to do. Just like the actor, he has no intrinsic uh, claim to anything that's on the set. Even the costume he's wearing, right? He has no intrinsic claim to any of that. That's not there for his own personal use and benefit, right? So likewise, everything in this world, everything that's physical in this world is not, it's not there for anything that's intrinsically important to us. It's only there for us to fulfill the mitzvahs of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So you're right. He did that. He started off by the mitzvah of Shluch 10, right? And from there, he was Zoicha. Hashem said, okay, you did that mitzvah, so you're going to get a house now. Now, what's he getting a house for? Okay, definitely he needs a house. He needs a house because he has to sleep somewhere. But he could sleep on the park bench just as well. There are thousands of people, and all maybe tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people around the world that have no roof over their head. It's not necessary. People they live their measly existence day in and day out without a roof over their heads. It's not necessary, right? It's definitely to an advantage to have a roof over your head and everything else that goes in with that, having a roof over your head, but it's not necessary. There's no necessity that he has that. There's even no necessity to people. They're on Shem Rachim Lo Aleinu. The people don't have eyes, they don't have arms, they don't have various organs of their body, right? It's not necessary that they have all these things. Many people are lacking these things, right? So
Right.
all the things that a person has in this world, they're simply there, right, for him to be able to fulfill the mitzvahs. So he did the mitzvah of Shluch Hakan. Very nice. So now you're going to get a house. Oh, okay, so that's pretty good. A person has a house, that's really good, right? But no, then the house is not really there for your real benefit, although you're going to benefit from it, right? But it's really there so you should be able to fulfill that mitzvah of Micah, right? And if you look into it, it's a little bit of a you do that mitzvah one time, right? Once you do that mitzvah, you do it, it's the mitzvah's done, unless it needs maintenance or something like that. But the mitzvah's done, and then you have your house and you've done the mitzvah, and based on that, you've done that mitzvah. Okay, now you've done that mitzvah. Now we're going to see give you an opportunity, right? You're going to have now, right? As it says, you're going to have a a field, right? You're going to have a field, a carom, and a field and a garden, and let's see. So you're not supposed to plant shatnez there. Oh, so you're doing a good job. You're not doing something which is forbidden. So now you're going to move on to the next level, right? You're going to it's getting closer and closer to you. First, it's your house, then it's your soda, then it goes to the clothes you wear, right? And then finally, it's going to be as close as you could possibly get. It's going to be to actually have a wife. I mean, actually to have a wife. So all these things, although it's true, like the physical aspects of life are there, and he's, as you said, he's doing pretty well, right? He's got nice clothes, he has a nice house, has a field, and he has a vineyard, and now he has a wife and children. So yeah, he's doing pretty well. But all those things are not there really for him in essence for himself. They're only there as a backdrop. There's a set on a theater stage of life that he should be able to fulfill the mitzvahs as Shem wants him to. I'm not sure if that clarifies your question on this to any great extent.
Well, it only troubles me because of other things I've heard, which unfortunately I can't quote chapter and verse. Yesterday we were learning the Mishnah, and it talked about that a person has wealth on the basis of his schus.
Right.
And that seems to contradict this, but we'd have to look at it inside in order to be able to discuss it, I think, because it's I don't remember exactly the wording, but we debated it I debated it with the rabbi that was teaching us, because I said, what is this about schus? You don't get wealth because of schus. And we went back and forth. So, but I mean, I guess we could just turn it around. We could turn my question around and say that we're learning here from the Rashi that this is the reason. This is the reason that we're focusing on the mitzvahs and not on the wealth in this story, is because that's what it teaches us, that it's the mitzvahs that are significant, not the wealth.
Yeah, right. That's what it says. That's the very last point here. It says, yeah, right. It says the last line says, Tiskali Isha Bunny will be privileged. He'll merit to have a wife and children. Lamdenu, this teaches us Shemitzvah Geresh Mitzvah, right? Right. So, yeah, Mitzvah Geresh Mitzvah, and so but based on the point that you're mentioning here, I mean, but in another way of looking at it is, if you want to really be privileged to Gashmias, if you want to be privileged to Gashmias, so if you're doing it in order that if you want the Gashmias, in order you should be able to serve a Kadosh Baruch Hu, so it's proper to do that, and Hashem will give you the opportunities to have the Gashmias you need to fulfill his mitzvahs.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Excuse me?
I said thank you.
Okay, very good. If you want, you could if you find it sometime, you could find that mimer that you were discussing. You could send it to me. Send me an email. I'll look at it, and if I have, I'll try and maybe clarify it a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah, we have that class every night. So, Mitzvah Hashem on Sunday night. I'll see if I can get the exact place where it's located. which Mishnah, pasuk or whatever you want to say, and yeah, and we can look at it together.
Yeah, very good. Perfect. No problem. Happy to do it.
I'd be interested in getting your take on it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Very,
it's relevant to this.
very,
And we can
okay, very good.
discuss the Shema, where it says, if you'll do these mitzvahs, I'll give you all this wealth.
Right, right, yeah.
And then there's also the incident with Yaakov when he's going to meet Esav, and he davens and he says, I've been diminished by all of your kindnesses.
Right.
And we could discuss that too. So we could have a whole lengthy discussion about this.
Okay, fine. Very good. Bez Hashem. All right. Tell me just briefly, how's Yosef doing? He's settling in?
Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. He's his new apartment is nice. It's clean. He's doing well in it, and he's working. He's working about maybe 3, 4, 5 hours a week between his preparation and the actual time he spends with the client.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Beautiful.
So yeah, he's definitely pleased with. I mean, we still have goals. We're still trying to push him in different things, but I'm definitely happy with his progress.
Very good, Baruch Hashem. It seems like it's a new stage, a new level of accomplishment for him.
Right, exactly. He's moved up a notch.
Very nice, very nice. It just occurred to me. I mean, I don't know if you think he'd be interested. I mean, if you think he'd like to come to the chasana also, maybe toward the middle, the end, there'll be food after, be some kind of buffet or something like that too. If you think he'd be interested in enjoy coming to a chasana, I think he could come along if you like.
All right, I'll mention it to him. I'll tell him you invited him.
Yeah, yeah, very good. You could, yeah, I mean, very nice. Why not? If he'd be interested in coming, there should be, especially if they're gonna have some kind of buffet or at the end, mid meal and toward the end they'll probably put out stuff for people coming just for the dancing things like this.
Right, but he'd have to come he'd have to come with us.
Okay, fine. That could be also very good. Could be. I could see first of all feel him out, see if he'd be interested, Bichlal.
Right.
And I think it's theoretical. I think I have to see how we're doing with the guest list, but I think theoretically there should be room.
Okay, I'll see him today. I'll ask him, and even if Hashem on Sunday, I can let you know what he says.
Yeah, feel him out. If he's interested, then I'll double check with the where we holding in the guest lists and all that stuff.
Great.
But yeah, if you think you'd enjoy his company there also, and you think it'd be a good experience for him, why not?
Okay.
Okay, good. All right. So have a good Shabbos, and hopefully see you on Yom Rishon.
Okay, Rabbi. Thank you so much. You have a good Shabbos too.
Okay, very good. Be well. Thank you again. We see you.
Bye bye.